Hi everybody, it's Diane. I'm here with a project that I've never done before, so we can all struggle along together. I imagine you read the title, it's a snippet roll. I haven't even seen a lot of those videos. I've seen a few. Most of what I've seen though has been fabric. I'm doing paper. I'm putting it on an actual old wooden spool. This was my grandmother's. I have no idea how old it is. 50s, 60s, 40s, I don't know. Anyway, it's not too large. The space in there is 1 1/8, but that's what I wanted to use. So I went ahead and attached some strips of scrapbook paper together. It's not real long, it's about 28 inches. Yeah, you can't see it all in one shot. I can add if I want. I don't know if it'll get too bulky since I've never done this before. Okay, and I didn't want to spend 6 years on this project either. As you can see, I left all the thread tails. I may trim them, I may cut them completely off, I don't know. But at the moment they're here, being in the way. Be prepared for me to complain about there's no room for something this large on my counter. And why am I doing this? And I think it was the last video I did. I don't know. Some video I did recently. I just made a off the cuff comment that my scrap bag of fabric scraps was getting too large and I didn't know what to do with it. So somebody commented, why not make a snippet, fabric snippet roll? Oh, yeah, I could do that. I've never done it. So, I just kind of had that in the back of my mind. And after making that mini December daily thing, I had all these old Christmas sticker seal things laying around that I didn't use. And they're so cute, and I wanted to do something with them. Well, I thought, I know, I'll make a snippet roll with those. That would be cool, and that would be cool. But then when I pulled out this old spool, I thought, they're mostly kind of retro, I'd say like 60s cutesy stuff. Why don't we go vintage? Okay. So we're not doing fabric, we're not doing the seals, so there you go. That's why we're here. And as I said, I've never done this before. I think tearing edges would be really cool, especially on vintage. But since this is so narrow, I decided not to do that. And I think, well, I intend this to just be like a permanent decoration thing. A lot of snippet rolls, am I right? You're supposed to like tear them up and use them on collages or whatever. I'm not doing that. And like I said, I just intend this to be a permanent, knick-knack piece of art kind of thing. Where was I going with that? I don't know. How are you going to attach it to the spool? I don't know. One I saw recently, video was they actually put in eyelets on the end and then there was fabric around the spool and they pinned it to it. Well, I don't have eyelets. I could punch holes. I don't know how secure that would be. I do have just the, hole reinforcer things. I don't have to attach it. I saw one person do it where they just wound it around a spool and they were done. I might do that. That way you do have well, you can unpin it too, right? But I was going to say, as opposed to something permanent, you could, add to it or, put it on a different spool someday or something. So I'm just sort of going to collage all over it. And my thought was to make it kind of over the top, a lot of stuff. But I don't have a ton of stuff to work with, so we'll just see how that goes. I'm sure I will not do this all on camera. I know I won't do it all on camera right now, anyway. And I can't do a ton without gluing, or I'm going to, like I said, run out of room and stuff's going to start getting buckled up and falling off. That's pretty. And I want to avoid, as you know, doing it just section, section. I want it to look more just like one long piece. I meant to grab fabric and I forgot. I did have one little snippet got accidentally mixed up in my Christmas paper stuff. I have this. It is vintage. It doesn't look real vintage because it's so bright. All right, what else did I pull out? I went ahead and pulled some stuff. I did get all my vintage style papers up on top of my box here that you can't see. Yeah, that's vintage looking, isn't it? So in theory, this should be very fun to make. If you've ever made a snippet roll and you see me doing something wrong, let me know. The Christmas Company. Okay, answer this question. If you do a fabric snippet roll, how do you cut it apart and use segments without stuff falling apart, you know, the stitching coming out? You have to cut where you know that won't happen? Or it's okay to cut it because then you'll sew it to something else? Or you don't do that, you just leave it as a roll? Let me know. And one reason I'm not doing that at the moment too, um, I don't have a lot of times on those that I've seen, the few I've seen, the kind of the neat part of it is you add buttons and snaps and hook and eye and lace bits and bulb pins and all this stuff all over it. I have a lot of buttons. That's it. So I didn't know if I really even had enough stuff to really do a proper fabric one. So there. Is that enough background information on this? Yeah, Diane, we're going to another channel. You wore us out with all that information. I did grab my washi tape. And, you know, definitely little bits of lace and that would look nice on this. But it's going to really bulk it up too. I don't know if I wanted to do that. It's like I said, this is the first one I ever made, so I don't know what I'm doing. So actual old well, some new ones too, but actual postage stamps. Well, this would match nice. Okay. Well, this is going a little faster than I was expecting. Although I still kind of want more junk on here. I could rubber stamp too, right? Put some washi under there. Okay, this area is kind of lacking. Maybe just a pattern even. Not that though. I would like to leave stuff uneven, you know, a corner up or something, but I don't know. Like I said, this is awfully narrow. I don't have a lot of room to play that way. And then when I had this brilliant idea of doing, well, first it was this snippet roll. Yeah, that's great. I should do that. And I thought, oh, Diane, you have so much Christmas stuff. And I do. I mean, I don't have tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs, but, you know, tubs and tubs I have. I don't need more Christmas stuff. That's dumb. Don't do it. No, but that's such a cool idea. I'm doing it. I don't have a snippet roll for Christmas. That's the one Christmas decoration I don't have. No. I could go back and sew on this if I cared to. Something there. A Paramount something. This is a Tim Holtz. Did he have 6x6 pads years ago? Or is this like, yeah, it must have been. I don't know. But anyway, it's one of his designs that's shrunk down. Okay. I should put the stamp by that mail thing. That looks a little too new to me. Better. I found a few punched gold stars I had made, or punched, you know, for something a long time ago and never used. They were in my Christmas box. That might work. Well, this is going better than I thought. I thought this was going to take forever. Maybe I will add some. Diane, you have to find a bigger spool. I do have a couple big they're plastic, which is not thrilling me, but the curling ribbon. But at the moment, they're not empty. You could use that. I don't know if you could paint it or something so it doesn't look so plastic. Maybe you could. Well, you could definitely spray paint it. I think they're black. I've got a couple. I think they're black. But otherwise, I just have a few old wooden ones that were my grandmother's. You know, sewing thread spool, she's trying to say. Could you be clearer, please? I'll try. Should we make one of those pennant ends on this one? Well, no, because it's got dots on it and they'll throw that off center. Okay, Diane, be particular. What time is it, by the way? I'm going to have to take a break pretty soon. All right, well, you know what? I'm getting close to where I would have to anyway. But this is fun. I don't want to stop. Sorry I'm late. I was making a snippet roll. Everybody would buy that, right? No. This area is a little blankety blank. I will say, I don't have a ton of vintage stuff as far as scrapbook paper. The stuff I do have, I was finding was too large. I wanted to make a large snippet roll, would be okay. Well, alright, you don't have to watch me cut this, do you? I will cut this off camera. That should probably be on something darker. Okay, I have to pause. I think about up to yay. I'll glue. That's not quite half. Okay, come back. Okay. Everything up to here is glued down. I did add some stuff. I sewed a little. I got the Christmas fabric bag of snippets, scraps. Okay. Yeah, and I have a question too for you snippet experts. So when I wind this around the spool, is stuff going to, like, I don't mean pop off, but if it's not totally glued, it'll start coming up and that's going to bother some of us. Okay, let's pick it up. Okay. Little teeny tiny ornament. Okay, I'll glue that right there and just get that out of the way. I suppose that's one thing to be said for fabric. You wouldn't have that popping off effect so much. And no, I'm not doing the back, in case you're wondering. You could, if, like I said, in my case, I'm not going to tear it and actually use it, but I'm not going to. What about a Christmas seal? And I don't know. You know, see, this isn't. I think I have another bag somewhere that has like old stuff in it. This is, oh, maybe this is it. Yeah, this must be it. Okay. 1957. It was a couple years ago. Crinkly bag, Diane. Yeah, sorry. I believe this is glaring at me. Come on. Okay, and I hope you notice I put three things on that are actually little, you know, at an angle, a little crooked. Stop the world. Okay, that's nice. Leaving a little gaping there. What could go there? And just as a note, I'm reading this. I'm like, promise. Promise me. What the heck does that have to do with Christmas? Like, nothing. This is Valentine paper. It was in the wrong thing. So it goes. Now that color is kind of off. Don't tell me you guys are going to be loud. Because I only... you guys probably hate me. I only have like about 10 minutes here. I have to leave again. Yeah, that's okay. Let's just glue that down heavily so it doesn't pop off, right? I suppose wider or bigger spools would eliminate that too, right? It's going to be winding it so tightly. Do we want this down yet? No, I better wait because I want something there. What else you got roaming around here? Those are cute. Too big, but they're cute. That's okay. Color's pretty good. The size I'm ending up doing here is sort of like a ticket size. Really, Diane? Yeah, really. That kind of went nowhere, didn't it? Oh, I was thinking in my brain, you could actually just do it on tickets then instead of piecing together paper. Or I heard Mr. Tim Holtz one time say, if you like the rolls of tickets as like decoration, but you can't afford the vintage ones, to buy a new one and then just buy a vintage strip and put it on the outside, and then nobody will know it's not vintage inside. You could put this around the outside. And see, that was this big long explanation, and that's why I didn't explain it. Yeah, you're right, Diane. You should have kept it to yourself. Now, this is a little sparse. Could still use something. And I'm not putting on sequins or that kind of thing because of the pop-off factor. I the only snippet person to discuss the pop-off factor? It wouldn't surprise me. Well, these would be good. Which one? Well, smallest, I guess. Still not sure how I'm going to attach this. I suppose just winding it around and then tying a cording around it or something to hold it on. That's not bad. When you don't have eyelets, that might be a good way to go. Okay, what about a couple snowflakes there? I did think I could spatter, some white paint here and there. That's definitely something. I'm not sure I'll remember that because at this point I'm really probably going to have to come back tomorrow. I'll admit I have done that when I wanted to specifically do something, but it's the next day. I'll leave a note here. It says spatter paint or something, so I don't forget. Okay. Yeah, they don't even have that anymore. That's not bad. I don't know what that really has to do with Christmas, but I like the color, I guess. That's what it has to do. It's the color. Alright, those are kind of large. What's this? Icicles for decorating Christmas trees. Oh, that's kind of neat. Can you see over there? Yeah, very good. And when you're not using sequins and stuff like that, it does seem like you're a little, your hands are tied a little bit. I did not stamp on anything yet, or stamp on it yet. Okay, that's kind of nice. Let's just do that. I'll go ahead and glue this down too. That's pretty colors on the back, isn't it? It's more jade green. I suppose if I have stuff popping off, I could re-glue it and then weight it down. That might help. It's kind of neat. Could use a snowflake or something in there. I need something. What about one of these? Something red. Come here, garbage. Well, we had our first snow yesterday. It kind of melted off during the day, but there was snow out there. Well, I take it back. We had snow on Halloween. That didn't last, though, either, fortunately. I don't like that. It's too big. Okay. I'm going to try for something else. What about even just like one holly leaf? Let's try that. But it is really cold. We've had uh, nighttime temps in the teens, and that's pretty bad. But it is supposed to warm up a little bit. Um, Kind of starting tomorrow. That's good. I don't know if you know what it is, but I like it. I put a little piece of paper. Holly leaf. It's so like distressed. I don't think you quite get what it is, but I think it's okay. Do you get what it is? All right, I gotta get going. I think considering how long this is taking and all, I'll just finish this off. Maybe altogether. If I do anything of any great significance, maybe I'll come back. But yeah, this is kind of fun. If you've never made one, make one. And then you can worry about your stuff popping off too. Okay, I'll come back. Hang on. Okay, it's done. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I feel, just in my opinion, this paper is too thick for the narrowness of the spool. I'll explain that in a little bit. But what I wound up doing for a closure type thing, I just have strips of fabric and I attach them with a button. I just sewed right through the paper, which worked fine. So let's look. I think this turned out cool. I do like doing this collage process on the narrow. I did leave all the tail threads at this point. I may trim some shorter someday, but right now they're the same as they were. So I did attach it. You don't have to, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted it to be attached. So I just put glued fabric and then I doubled over, tucked under the raw edge at the end and then safety pinned it. I did put an awl through the paper there. I hope it holds up over time. I don't know. So yeah, to me, the heavier scrapbook paper and then say like in this case, it's double with this image. It's too heavy to go around such a narrow thing. Just as an example, if you had a wider spool, it's not, needing to bend nearly as much, and I think that looks better. Yeah, how this will hold up over time wound that tightly, I don't know. But it's fun, it's neat. It's my grandmother's spool, so I like that. Yeah, see like right here, if that was on a wider area, it wouldn't be doing that. It gets a tad kinked or kind of like a fold in it. I'm not real fond of that either. But as a first attempt, like I said, this is good. I like it. And I was thinking if you were, into this, you have lots of spools at your disposal. You could do your family, your ancestors, your pets, holidays, a trip. You know, it would actually be pretty cool, I think. So if you want to use a small spool, I would recommend either doing fabric or possibly lighter weight paper and then just a lighter weight image like a postage stamp. I don't know. The lightweight paper though may not hold up either. So I don't know. I think if you want to do this, just to me, the thickness here, I would put it on a wider spool. That's my big advice. Okay, well thanks for watching everybody. I hope your day's a good one.